Okay, we are in the upstairs gallery at Ida Culver House Broadview. It's one of the communities that has a dedicated residence gallery, and in this case it's on the second floor. So we are focusing on Robert Deþeye's work. So Robert has been a photographer his whole life, throughout his career as working with the 3M company, I believe. And he's lived in Japan for many years, but since he's been at Ida Culver House Broadview, he started doing watercolor paintings and other mixed media paintings. So this is an example of how Bob is using a very light photograph print, just the line work is barely there, and then he's going in with watercolor and in this case some ink work, line work, and he's creating these beautiful, amazing textures and details for the bald eagle. So it's quite stunning and just so impressive. Bob is prolific in his new avocation, so I'm just so pleased to see the progress of his work. And next to that are two birds. It's called crested caracara in the Texas Gulf Coast. So this is pure watercolor, and he's getting some details. This is dated from 2010. The bald eagle was dated from 2020, so you can see the progression of his works. Okay, moving down the residence gallery is a watercolor called Wolves Barbershop Quartet. And so he's tying into the theme with this particular one, with the wolves howling, and he's also added a musical score above and below the imagery. So Bob has a great sense of humor. I enjoy his emails all the time. They're always so fun to read. But his visual art is similarly witty and amazing technique. So this one is called Rachel the Raccoon. Rachel the Raccoon, and it is also a mixed media. He's starting with a photographic print, and then he's going in with coloration with some watercolor and getting, highlighting those details that he can get in the photograph. This is really a wonderful little side thing talking about how funny Bob is. This is called A Mascot for the Pandemic. He wears a mask all the time, just like we are supposed to. He washes hands often, just like we are supposed to. He stays at least 6 feet from people, just like we are supposed to. But he can spell corona with the letters in his name, raccoon, which we cannot. That's so humorous, witty. You can read more about Bob in his text panel. And then this is a wonderful ink mixed media of a dandelion. And he chose to color the stem in vivid color with the black and white of the dandelion. And moving down the corridor, we have another mixed media. This is called A Boy and His Dog, Papal Palace, Avignon, France. So he started with the photographic print and has done his coloration. It's quite lovely and telling a story. And then this shows how Bob has taken a photograph of ice crystals on his friend's hood of his car. This is called Don Devon's car's trunk, ice crystals. And so he's taken that idea and he's translated it to another medium. So he's created this abstract painting that's inspired by that photograph. So it's just lovely. And then one of the first things Bob did in art class, he thought that he would just be sketching with a pencil, but he's since then, as you can see, morphed into using all different other mediums. But this is his humorous side again, showing the number 2 pencil, creating the drawing of the tree, but the pencil came from the tree, fabricated from that, so kind of ironic. And then Bob has a piece called Octagonal Spiderweb from My Front Porch. So this is a watercolor, but additionally he's created this frame in wood veneers. And so this is indicative of Bob He will try anything. He's very curious. And so I love this frame that goes with the spider web, kind of like weaving that frame around the spider web painting. I love that. And then he has a portrait of his cat Plato. So this is a watercolor, and you can see the detail that he's getting with the line work and the paint. It's beautiful. And then finally, we end up across the elevator doors with a photograph of Bob's, a quite big one. It's called Mount Shuxun, a nice reflection. So we have both Bob's photographs and his beautiful paintings. So thank you for joining me on this virtual tour. Come and take a look, read the text panels about the artists, and take some time and figure out what some of those paintings are about. Admire the techniques, or just decipher the abstractions, and enjoy. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.